as we put a bow on this weekend, what do you remember of this weekend? Like, what are you going to take from this weekend that come the end of the year, like you might recall? Way.
Okay. I'll tell you, it'll be Hangman's win. I think also from All Out, it'll be Adam Cole. Sorry, All In. It'll be Adam Cole's speech and just that story. And it'll be this Seth Rollins thing, whatever this is, that has become incredibly fascinating to me.
It's definitely one of the dominant topics coming out of this weekend. I will. I don't have much more to state beyond what I said on Sunday regarding the Seth Rollins fact, other than I stick with what I have said, and I checked in today, and I'm very confident on this one, and we're gonna see how it plays out. I've heard many theories that have been put out there.
This one is just particularly interesting because I think we all, like, in our industry, have like our trusted sources. We know like who has like the sort of like great research integrity, and there's not even consensus amongst those voices when there almost always typically is. So I think for me, I'm reading what I'm seeing from other people. Obviously, I'm hearing what I'm hearing from you. And I think there's probably truth in all of your reporting, like all of you guys. And so where is the confusion happening? What exactly is happening, internally that's causing this? That's what I'm fascinated by.
What is after digesting whatever information you have, and even like the handling of it on Raw tonight, there was no Seth on the show. What is your best theory on like what is going on? Like, what is your...
Maybe we should just even introduce the theories, okay? Because like Brian
Sure.
Alvarez on his show with Dave Meltzer suggested the idea that maybe Rollins was already injured heading into Saturday night's main event, and they came up with that angle to write him off essentially, so that he actually is injured legitimately, but they worked that moment to explain the cause. Now, obviously, it would have to be the type of injury that would allow him to wrestle the type of match he wrestled against LA Knight prior to the actual injury itself, and to perform a springboard. But that's
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was not told of any injury prior. I can't completely disqualify that. I guess I would look at it from the side of, okay, if he really was hurt, like, are you going through with that match? Maybe the answer was yes.
Is it a Cody Pectear situation where like it's damaged anyway? You might as well wrestle on it, and it's you could still perform. If it's whatever. One of the theories, right? Okay.
The other would be, in that scenario though, do you open the door for all of these people to have sympathy for your lead heel, which is what that scenario on Saturday did? I mean, that's the moment where you kind of open the door for everybody. Like, to me, the only reason to do something like that is he's going to do something so dastardly that it is the audience is taken for, like, their sympathy is thrown back in their face.
Oh, I think that's the entire reason to do it all. Like, it's a Mark Henry salmon suit scenario times 10, right? But this to me would maybe just offer some explanation for why certain sources are so I think sure that he actually is injured. He could actually be injured, but was it actually from that spot? I'll tell you, like, I mean, in rewatching it, I'm studying this thing like it's, like we all are. Like, we're studying this one spot as if it's
if you believe he was hurt in that spot, then someone has to explain to me how it was told to me beforehand. And And that's other than you just don't believe me and I'm making this up completely, which would be stupid. Like, that would be a really dumb idea for me to do.
Let me just even touch on that, okay? Because you obviously have a very sort of unique, stance on all of this. I was expecting a lot more of that, like people saying like, "Who's this guy?" Like, why? How would he know such and such? 5%, 96% of what I saw really trust you, and that says a whole lot about just, I think, like, your integrity, maybe how how your track record, perhaps. So, I mean, that I think is worth
that's very
commenting on.
nice, but just from a logical standpoint, what would I have to gain by making that up? I'm going to be proven wrong if I'm making that up, that I was
Yeah.
told this on Thursday. Like, there's no way I come out good. It's going to be revealed at the end of this. Like, why would I do that? I have no value to like
John, I always know you're 13 steps ahead. Okay, you're thinking just well beyond any of us are assuming. Okay.
At the end of the day, let us all remind them that The Rock is the final boss, thinking 20 steps ahead. So the best thing for them to do is to know their role, shut their mouth, and enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking them on.
All
Thanks,
part of
Cole.
the show. All part of the show. I mean, yeah, I obviously like I don't know, but I think like hearing what you've heard and announcing that has certainly, I think, thrown a lot more confusion into things. I'll just say, like, watching the clip myself, I do have a lot of question about why Seth Rollins stayed in the ring and didn't roll to the floor, which I think is maybe usual for those sort of things. We do have maybe an added sort of thing to discuss. Did you end up watching the Paul Levesque clip?
No, I didn't watch it, but we did read it on the show at the end.
We read it. I mean, I think it's a little different maybe in watching it.
You know what? I did see it. And yeah, I did note the fact he was not asked about it. He made sure to get it out there. I feel he would have been asked regardless, but yeah, I guess that is noteworthy, the fact that he was the one to introduce the update on Seth.
Yeah. Did you find that unusual? Obviously, maybe you're the wrong person to ask, but like,
No, I'm not really, because I look at this like, if I could dissect anything to just try and like strengthen, like, I know what I know. So I feel pretty good on this one. So I'm not like being all this conspiratorial that like the Paul Levesque, but I think it's noteworthy.
yeah. There's just my overall feeling on all of this, John, is that I really enjoy it. I think like this is obviously like, you know, Paul Levesque, okay, maybe like Seth Rollins, probably Paul Heyman in there as well. They're sort of like next level thinking about like how to really suspend the audience's disbelief. If they're thinking on the type of level that they are in like doing all of this stuff, I mean, I know it's a nightmare for you, okay? It's a nightmare for like people who are seeking to actively report the truth, especially when it comes to wrestler injuries and things like that. That I completely understand. As the wrestling fan in me, I'm kind of interested to think that the producers of this could be thinking on those different levels.
They should be, for if you want to pull off something like this. And you know, for a fan, like, absolutely, like, that is an aspect that you enjoy. And I know that if this plays out and it's done, believe me, I'm not going to get any pats on the back. Instead, it will be, well, you ruined this. Like, that's where it will then change to. So there's no winning in any of this, and that's fine. I honestly, whether you want to criticize, that's totally fair game. But I've stated what I've stated. I checked in today. That's and I've shared as much as I have could in all of this. So, yeah. But Seth was not on the show tonight, and they had no update. So
Do
Paul said,
we have eyes in Birmingham, Alabama, at the airport, making sure that this man is there?
I don't know. Like, he was.
I'm joking. I mean, whatever.
Well, we
Like,
did have Paul say on Saturday he's going to get checked out in Birmingham, but it's not looking good.
yeah.
And then tonight, it's too early. We don't know.
Yeah, I just love how like Birmingham, Alabama is now like suddenly
It is.
like,
I
it's
didn't even
code.
realize on Saturday that Raw was in Birmingham, the home of
Oh, it is
where
okay.
Jeffrey Dugas and James Andrews are stationed. Like, that is where you go for surgeries, is
Oh, I
Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay, well, they're interesting. Huh.
Like, if I'm thinking of like how they want to concoct this, I'm absolutely sending Seth there. And
I'm treating this exactly like, like Liv
their
Morgan.
goal should be to make my mentions death for the next 3 weeks. That will be the sign of the success of this angle.
So not only did I rewatch this spot, I rewatched the Liv Morgan spot as a comparison point to see how they actually did, portray an actual like injury, right?
Man, Zapruder here. I like it, Way.
I love this shit, and it's like I feel like if I have to make an assumption, I have to think that they were very influenced by the way the Liv Morgan thing unfolded, because this almost feels like it would be a sort of attempt to redo that, but like for their own benefit. And so I think like we have to think about all the steps of like how they are portraying the Morgan injury, including everything about her recovery process, as an example of I think what we may see in a potential fiction.
Here's one thing I did get. This is someone from the company who does not know for sure if this was real or not, but said to me that watching it did look like a work to them. Said that the ref would not react that way in a shoot. She didn't actually flip on her mic when she pretended to talk to the back. You can see the switch was still down. I know there's the argument that we used the real doctor, which some people here said, but we have used the real doctor when we wanted to work everyone as well. Right. And that's from someone who does not know for sure what this is, but that was their observation, and it is someone that is pretty good when it comes to like the detail of stuff like that.
That like a detail of like that of like the ref switching on her microphone is very fascinating. And again, if it's all this is a performance, credit to everybody involved for the performance. I mean, you've at least duped, I think, a good portion of this audience, right? And I'll tell you the truth, like if you hadn't heard that, what you heard, I wonder if I would be as skeptical as I think we are.
Well, we have It will all play out. That's just let it all play out, as Road Dogg famously stated.
Part of the show.
It's G1 Climax season, and that means the Post Wrestling Cafe has you covered with podcasts covering every single tournament match. Plus, Rewind Away goes back to review the best of the WWF Volume 16. We'll also have reviews of UFC 318, TNA Slammiversary, a special Ask Away edition, and of course, XL editions of Rewind a Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown. Ad-free with the news of the week and your feedback. Sign up now at postwrestlingcafe.com.